For the first time since 2014, a new movie set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out without a Lego set tie-in upon its release. Every movie from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 to the Marvels received at least one Lego set, if not multiple. So why did this streak end with Deadpool and Wolverine? Is there any chance the blockbuster gets a Lego set in the future? Let's break all that down. Lego and Marvel Studios proper first teamed up in spring 2012 to give us sets based on the first Avengers movie. The film was obviously a massive success, and Lego's partnership with the brand has only grown since then. Besides a couple of blips with no sets for Thor: The Dark World in 2013 and Captain America: The Winter Soldier in 2014, Lego has always produced at least one product for each MCU film. The smaller movies, often ones featuring new and relatively unknown characters at the time, such as Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, and Captain Marvel, got just one set for their respective films. The more iconic properties like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Spider-Man, and of course the Avengers got anywhere from 2 to 6 different sets to coincide the release of their motion pictures. These movie tie-in sets generally came out a few months before the release of the film. For example, set number 76232 The Hoopty came out on October 1st, 2023, a month and some change before the Marvel's release date of November 10th. This has remained consistent for pretty much every MCU movie over the last decade, with a couple exceptions. Those include the Black Widow set, 76162 Helicopter Chase, coming out over a year in advance due to the pandemic delaying the picture. The other is the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania set last year, 76256 Ant-Man construction figure, releasing a few months after the film came out in theaters because the movie's release date had been pushed up in the calendar. Besides those two Marvel movies, everything else released theatrically in the MCU had received at least one set before dropping in cinemas. So, you're probably wondering, where is the Deadpool and Wolverine set? Or sets. The movie came out about a month ago and is doing bananas numbers at the box office, breaking all sorts of records. Wouldn't Lego want a piece of that pie? You'd certainly think so, but there is one very particular reason why Lego isn't making any sets from the film. Before I tell you why they aren't, I think it's prudent to mention Lego definitely could make the sets if they so desired. They have a long-running relationship with Marvel Studios and Disney. There isn't some sort of shady rights issue going on here. Lego was very capable of making these sets, and they probably would have sold like hotcakes, so why aren't they? It's actually more simple than you might think. Deadpool is rated R for restricted as according to the MPAA. Anyone under the age of 17 cannot purchase a ticket to the movie for themselves. Because of this rating, Lego refused to make sets based on the film. That's it. Nothing more. I honestly could end the video right here. Lego does not do anything R-rated or the equivalent ratings in other mediums, like M-rated games. The Lego Group created this guideline for themselves. In fact, the R rating isn't the only thing they try to avoid. Most famously, or infamously for certain fans, Lego won't make products with significant war tie-ins. This means no sets based on realistic wartime vehicles or scenarios. As much as you might want a B-15 bomber set or something based on Top Gun Maverick to be released, it ain't gonna happen. There are some exceptions to this, like the Indiana Jones sets, but they removed all the specific symbols from the vehicle to detach them from the real-life wars they are set in. In fact, a 2020 Technic set, 42113 Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey was cancelled abruptly because Lego deemed it against their own guidelines of being too similar to an actual military aircraft. The same standard Lego holds for that translates over to the R rating. They have a no exceptions policy. Or do they? There are a couple examples of this rule failing, even one within the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself. Firstly, in some of the Lego movies, there are references to characters from R-rated properties, such as John McClane from Die Hard, who was actually voiced by the legendary Bruce Willis in a fun cameo appearance in the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Another example of this is Hugo Weaving's character Agent Smith from The Matrix, a series with 4 R-rated films showing up as a cameo appearance in the Lego Batman movie. However, neither of these characters got physical minifigures made, so it doesn't really count. In 2019, Lego released a Stranger Things set. Here in America, it technically flies within their guidelines. Stranger Things is rated TV 14. The equivalent of PG-13 for television and streaming. However, many parents have complained that Stranger Things exceeds its rating and should be TVMA to prevent younger audiences from experiencing some of the more mature components of the series. Other countries agree with this sentiment, apparently, as the show is rated TVMA 15+ in Australia and New Zealand, their equivalent of an R rating. But once again, this doesn't technically break Lego's rules in the majority of the world and their primary markets. However, a recent Lego Marvel minifigure does break all of the Lego Group's pre-established guidelines. That figure is Echo, who appeared in the Marvel Collectible Minifigures Series 2 last September. The character of Maya Lopez first made her appearance in the show Hawkeye in 2021 on Disney+, a program that also got 2 figures in the same series with Clint Barton and Kate Bishop. However, Echo's particular suit here is the one she wears at the very end of her own spin-off show, released earlier this year in 2024. That means, without a shadow of a doubt, this Echo figure is from the Echo show, which is rated TVMA in America and the equivalent around the world. This goes entirely against Lego's belief system, and I don't think it was on purpose. You see, the Echo show was reworked multiple times. My best theory is that it was originally going to be a TV-14 show like the rest of the shows in the MCU on Disney+, but Marvel decided to change some things around and make it darker and grittier in an attempt to reach a more mature audience and feel in line with the old Marvel Netflix shows like Daredevil and The Punisher. However, I'd be willing to bet this happened too late into Lego's production, and they were forced to release the Echo minifigure as is. Intentional or not, it showcases Lego making something from an R-rated property with little to no backlash. Unfortunately, this changed nothing for their plans on making a set for Deadpool and Wolverine, even though it likely would have sold big time. Lego, mostly, refusing to make sets from any mature content into products reminds me of Chick-fil-A and how they're always closed on Sundays. For those of you unfamiliar with the fast food chicken brand, they are only open 6 days a week and closed on Sunday to observe the Sabbath as part of the company's steadfast Christian values. I'm not here to make a grand religious statement, but it is a fact that Chick-fil-A is missing out on millions of dollars by doing this, but it's an inherent part of their brand. If they were to change it now, it would feel like a betrayal to their loyal customers. I think Lego is in a similar boat with R-rated material for sets. They could try and make products from popular IPs like Halo, Call of Duty, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and of course Deadpool, but they'd rather keep up appearances of being a family-friendly organization. And while I'm disappointed Deadpool and Wolverine won't be getting an official Lego set, I can't help but respect them for staying true to their values, the same way I try and avoid cravings for a Chick-fil-A sandwich on Sunday. So, is there a logical solution to this issue where both sides of the argument would be satisfied? I actually believe there is. Hopefully for us Marvel fans, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will appear in another MCU movie, likely Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. That movie is all but guaranteed to be PG-13, and Lego will finally be able to give us figures of those beloved characters. I also think LEGO could make a set for next year that is similar to Deadpool Wolverine without specifically being based on the film. In fact, they kind of have already. In 2012, as part of the first ever wave of Marvel superhero sets, LEGO gave us 6866 Wolverine's Chopper Showdown. This set, which was only $20 retail at the time, included minifigures of both Logan and Wade Wilson themselves. Why not just remake this? It's based on the comic books, not the movies, so it wouldn't violate their strict no R-rating policy, and I genuinely believe it would do gangbuster numbers. The Deadpool minifigure included here is completely exclusive to just this set, and is now worth 4 times the original retail value of the entire thing. This kind of feels like a loophole to me, and I hope LEGO makes a set like this in the near future to give us some representation for these characters, even if it's not specifically the ones from the MCU. Your only other options to get an official Deadpool LEGO figure are both Comic-Con exclusives, and those are literally worth over $1,000 each, so I probably would not recommend going that route. At least Wolverine can be found in the aforementioned and very affordable Marvel Collectible Minifigure Series 2 from last year in a suit pretty similar to the one from the movie, but Deadpool is a much harder character to get in LEGO form. So, will we ever see the Merc with a mouth as a LEGO minifigure again? Will Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool ever get the brick treatment? Only time will tell, but it's very interesting why LEGO broke their MCU streak for this movie. What do you all think of this situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been a Brickology video essay. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.